Hey everyone, great to see you back for week 2 of our small group discussion in Dear Church. And you're probably wondering why I got so dressed up for you. Well, the reason I'm dressed a little bit differently today is because we're hosting a funeral for one of our church members. And realizing that and thinking about that really does intersect with what we're talking about in week 2 of the Dear Church series, and a couple of reasons why. One is it's a reminder of how important community is. Today is a day when we see just how important it is to have people with us in every aspect of life, every moment of life, gather together, supporting, loving, encouraging one another. The fact that you are in a small group means that you have placed yourself in an environment where those kinds of friendships and that kind of community can really take root in your life. And I'm so happy about that for you. It means the world to me that we're the kind of church where true community can really take place in people's lives. Not just a gathering of people, but a community of people who are a family together, walking together, following Jesus Christ. The second reason that what we're talking about in week 2 of Dear Church really kind of intersects with what I'm doing today with this funeral is the reminder of the importance and the power and the encouragement of the resurrection. Again, in the letter to the church at Smyrna, Jesus begins by reminding them that he rose from the dead, and that is the ultimate encouragement for every believer. It is the thing that makes sense of everything, especially the things in life that don't seem to make sense at all when in doubt, when hurting, when needing encouragement, when facing adversity. And for this church in Smyrna, when facing persecution, when facing slander, even facing being put in prison unjustly, remember the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And that's a significant part of the theme of the book of Revelation. This is a message to churches reminding them that you will overcome. And you don't overcome by might. You don't overcome by sticking it to people. You don't overcome by getting people back. You don't even overcome by achieving power in any way whatsoever. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb, that Jesus shed his life for us. He shed his blood for us. He rose from the dead, proving that he has power over life and death. And there is ultimate victory for those who trust in him. And so that is a word of encouragement for the family who is mourning and the friends who are mourning the loss of a loved one. And that's the ultimate encouragement for the one who passed. There is life waiting for you with Christ. It is guaranteed by the resurrection. No matter what difficulty we may have to face, a hard road we might have to walk as a church, a hard road you might have to walk as an individual, it always ends in victory for those who trust in Christ. He is with us, he knows us, and he has guaranteed it by his resurrection. Even if this life doesn't work out the way that we want it to, we are ultimately not devastated and ultimately not overcome by discouragement. We don't measure God's faithfulness and we don't measure his love for us by our circumstances. We trust him in every circumstance. We don't trust him for circumstances. That's a significant difference. Our ultimate hope is in him and the life that is to come. We're going to reign with him forever and ever. So no matter what you're facing, no matter what you may face, remember the resurrection. This is a significant aspect of what it means to be gospel fluent. We have to be able to preach the gospel to ourselves. It's important that we do that individually, and it's important that we do that in community, and that's what you're doing right now. As you're discussing the message and as you're discussing this passage and as you're sharing life together in your group, I want to give you something to think about, maybe something to talk about. Is there anything that could ever cause you to slow down or back off in following Jesus? Is there anything that could ever cause you to slow down or back off from following Jesus? The message to the church at Smyrna is Jesus is saying to them, I love you, I am with you, remember the resurrection, you're going to walk through some difficult things. Don't flinch, trust in me. And so that is the encouragement to us, no matter what we walk through. Don't flinch, trust in Jesus, and let's do it together. I hope you have a fantastic conversation. We'll see you next week.